Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just doing a short little video using this GP Sticker Studio kit. I'm using this because it is very removable vinyl and I've got the neutral Erin Condren. Yes, I did review the colourful, but I did pick up a neutral just to check it out and see how I like it. I really love this part here and I actually kind of love how clean it is, but I wanted to try out different layouts using these stickers to see what can be done with this new box setup. So yeah, I know there's a few Plan With Me's out there that show you this, like Scribble Prints Co, but I thought I would just wanted to zoom you through trying out a few different ones that you can do on camera. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll get back to you at the end with my opinions. Okay guys, I hope that was helpful. So the first one I did was just more of a standard way that I plan these days, so you have a lot of people. So I just put the full box on the bottom, header. There's a little bit of gap here, but if you put like a little thing, and then you're going to have the white space anyway, because I feel like that's how you usually do it, is put a little white space before the next, the empty today box. So that works. And then so I did that from the top up, and then this from the top down. So just to-do list, the full checkbox, and then the today header. So you kind of get, you only have this line that's empty, but if you put like a little thing or a half box down there, I think that works out pretty well. So I think that is safe. Here I put I sort of estimated where the full box would fit in the middle of this, so I didn't line it up with the top or the bottom of like this box. I put it in the middle where I could think, you know, where it just fits. So you could put a checklist here as well, so you have checklists in the bottom, in the middle, and then just put the headers on top and below, so you get that kind of look. And then I used a checklist, and of course it was too long for the box to have the to-do up the top in the right place, so I just cut off the top part, and it fits pretty well. It's not too much of a gap with this kit. Then of course I did no white space, which is perfect, you know, easy peasy. Here was my sort of experiment. We're trying to do stagger boxes, so pretty planning, J.Crew plans, anyone who likes to stagger their boxes but then have white space or have another box. So I did the same. So I think actually you start with the bottom or the top. You put your bottom box right on the bottom, and then you put the today header on top. Then what you do is you go to the next box and you sort of eyeball it. You're trying to eyeball you could do it either with the header or the next box that you want to stagger, and you kind of like put that box on top of this header, and then move it to the side, and then place it down, and then you put your header underneath, and they should be roughly the same height then. And then did it again from the top. And then I put the header on top of this one, and you can see the problem here is that you get a bigger gap than this one over here. So you will get sort of gap discrepancies, but again, if you put a little thing over, you can either eliminate this gap altogether. So we'll do that. I want to take this out. I'll do a final thing with you guys, but let's say you want to put in a quarter box. You just put it right over the top. Or a little thing. Put that right at the top, and it eliminates that dot, so you can see how the scatter here works then. So what I then do is try to do the full box, the next one. So this head is lined up, and then I did this header, and then what I tried to do is I lined up this full box with that header. So I placed it on top and moved it to the side and put it down in roughly the same place. Then I double checked by putting this header down, and they're pretty much in line with each other. I hope this makes sense. And then I put the header up here, and you actually find that it gives you, I mean, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect header size hole, as you can, gap. But there's a little leeway with the dates that you can put it just into the date cover here. And but if you use a date cover, you know, you won't notice that. And then what I did is I just tried to line up this header a little bit, just sort of popped it up a little bit higher so it's a bit more in line with that. And then I also did it again here with this checkbox. I realized now another part of scatter is you like to have So I hope that makes sense in that it takes a little bit of work to try and like line up all the headers, because what you're trying to do is get the headers in a line, and it's not always hard with these kind of boxes. What you really give up is a little bit of the space up the top here, but as you can see, I don't think it doesn't cut into the 3, which I think is the lowest, one of the lowest numbers, or the 9. So I think you can actually do the stagger, just so you're going to get these two gaps here. I'm going to take these off for photos later, but you can see GP Sticker Studio is very removable. So I think I would recommend using removable to figure this out. So I hope that makes sense, but I think the scatter is actually doable. You just kind of have to first work your way from the top, work your way then with the middle, start with the full boxes and on top of headers and things like that. So hopefully that makes sense. I could go over it again in another video if need be. But first here, sometimes I like to do, because of course we got this working, but that's with a checklist. So I want to try and do this where maybe you put your full heart check boxes. So I'll show you how I think about this. I line it up where I have 3 dots on the side here. And then as you place it down, you're going to have 2 dots going that way. So it's not perfect, you can't perfectly center it that through the dots, but so there's 3, including the corner, 1, 2, 3 dot, and here including the corner, 1, 2. So that's how I did it. Then my odds and ends down here. So put that header there. Don't need that, we'll need this. Just find my other headers. Oh, because I was scattering them. So I will just use another one of these. Let's use it to go or something. So you put that header up here. Okay. So say you want to do the, actually I find the hardest thing right now is trying to actually cover these dots. I think it's going to take each sticker in my shop to figure out where exactly their boxes lie. So here I pretty much successfully covered the dots, but here I got the dots there. Alright, so say you want to put the box on the bottom. Alright, that's where we're going to have trouble. You can see this gap here. So if you want to put the checklist, if you want to do this bottom thing, this middle thing, so full boxes or check boxes, it's going to be hard to do the other with, so you might want to keep using a checklist that you can cut down and fit in here, rather than try and do check boxes and this. Or if you're going to be, like some people like to use the full box as a little things area, so you could still like stagger the full boxes top and bottom. But what we're going to need to do is put a little thing down the bottom. If you see that, and then, you know, some people do little things this way in their full boxes. That's the only way I can think of doing that one. So I don't know about doing that. And then how about if you want to try and put the full box on the top rather than just on the bottom. And then yeah, I mean it's much higher, the thing, so you have to use date covers with that, I think. So I don't know about doing it with full check boxes, and so it's, yeah, if you want to put a check box or a full box in the middle, you have to use checklist, so I don't think the checkbox in the middle works. If that makes sense. I hope this has been useful for you. If you have any further questions about any of these methods, So this is my current and also like Holly Plans and Jasenia. I think Jasenia, Plan and Sophisticate really put this into motion. You have your full box on the top, white space in the middle, and check box on the bottom on the top. You could also do this with checklists. I think that would still work. So that still works perfectly, I think. If you want to put a full box in the middle, which sometimes it's really nice having it there, you can use checklists if you cut them down, and it still fits really nicely, and it's not too much of a gap, and then each of the gaps in the middle here is covered by these headers. So that is just done by centering this box rather than lining up top or bottom. Just center it with 3 dots on the top, 2 dots on the bottom, or vice versa. So I found to be the best, so that is great. White space, no white space of course is perfect. This section here is trying to stagger them, and hopefully I think while you're watching it, I won't have won't have made it faster, so you can really watch it in real time what I was doing. I will happily do another thing on here, trying to explain each step for you if you need it. So let me know in the comments below. And then this one here, I tried to put the full heart checkbox in the middle and see if I could put a full box on either end, so you could do those to the middle and stagger your full boxes, but that doesn't really work. So I think that one's out. But otherwise, I think there's actually quite a few. These are all great. These you could definitely make it work, and it doesn't go too much into the dates. But I think this last one, I kind of liked sometimes having the checkbox in the middle and staggered, but I don't think it would work in this planner. So that is everything. I hope this was a useful video for you. Please let me know in the comments any thoughts. I could always do a second fast video to do a full spread of this stagger, so not doing 2 on one day but trying to get 1 on one day. That could be interesting. Yeah, hopefully that was useful. Please give it a thumbs up if you did find it useful and you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I will see you next time. Bye!